in the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That means kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But it's not about the fly you just killed. It's about the other flies that's watching.
Go Dogs, and welcome to another edition of the Chennis Berry Show as we talk South Carolina State football with Bulldog head coach Chennis Berry. On Saturday, the Bulldogs are in Tampa, Florida to take on the South Florida Bulls, and it was South Florida with a big 63-14 win over the Bulldogs. Coach, this one's tough because we talk about and we think about what might have been.
Man, my head is bloody, but I'm bowed. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm still encouraged. We didn't accomplish the mission, and the mission is to go 1-0. Didn't accomplish the mission. Yes, we had a tall task, but all is ball. And, one of the things that we always talk about is just being process-oriented. We don't really talk about outcome-oriented, but more process-oriented. And there's some things in terms of our process that we have to fix. And that's my job as the head football coach. We'll get it fixed, no question about it. But again, my head is bloody, but I'm bowed, but I am still encouraged because I know we have a really good football team.
I think Bulldog fans are encouraged too as coach. Going into this football game, a lot of times when you take on a team like this, you don't have a plan. You had a plan, and we were working that plan. But, we often talk about paying the fee. The focus, the effort, the execution. Execution cost us, and it kind of messed up the plan.
Well, like I say, you plan your work, you plan, right? And like we say, we came in with a great plan. I mean, we felt outstanding about what South Florida was doing and where our scheme matched up with their scheme and our personnel with their personnel. At the end of the day, you got to be locked in, you got to be focused, and I thought we were. We had a great session at the hotel on Friday night, and, that's focus, that's effort. I think we did some good things in terms of effort, but at the end of the day, you got to execute, and we fell short in some areas in terms of execution. But again, I'm going to keep remaining and saying that I am definitely encouraged.
Let's talk about that first possession. Bulldogs, of course, South Florida won the toss. They deferred to South Carolina State. I talked to some people before the games and said, we wanted the football. Coach, we went 8 plays, 68 yards down the field, but then it was the execution that got us on that first drive, and that crowd was quiet.
Absolutely. We have a very efficient offense, and I thought our guys did a good job taking the ball to open and drive down the field. Ryan Stubblefield engineering a really good drive. I mean, we were methodical. We were going down the field, just getting first downs. At the end of the day, we got down, had a good play call, man. And at the end of the day, we didn't execute, and we ended up throwing an interception, pick 6, and that led to their first score.
The thing about that is, Coach, after that happened, South Florida on offense, they couldn't do anything offensively. They went 3 and out. We get the football back. We move it again.
Yeah, we do a good job. I thought our defense started fast. At the end of the day, I thought they started fast. We were moving the ball offensively. And like I said, we had a great plan. But sometimes it comes down to execution. South Florida's a really good football team, no question about it. It's the reason why they're one of the top teams in the country. And Coach Goldich and his staff did a great job of putting a good team together. They looked the part in pregame, too. I got a chance to look at some of those guys in pregame. They got a good-looking football team. But it's a process through it all, and we fell short against a really good South Florida football team.
South Carolina State dominated time of possession in this football game. Bulldogs had it almost 45 minutes. That's unheard of. And that was kind of what you wanted. But again, as the game went on, they were able to score quickly, but you dominated the time of possession.
Wow, we have a plan, and that was the plan. We got in that huddle, and we really were moving the ball. We had long drives, and we wanted to hold the time of possession in the right way. And we, like you say, we had it for a long time. And when you have the time of possession, to try to eliminate drives, the issue was they were scoring so quick. Their tempo, anybody that knows that regime, all right, or what they do offensively, it is a challenge. All right, what they do in terms of tempo, University of Tennessee, they come from that same kind of tree. They all do the same thing, and it's a challenge, and we knew that coming into the game. They typically try to get about 90 to 95 plays a game. We held them to like 52 plays, but the problem was we were maintaining possessions, but at the same time, they were scoring too fast. So, all in all, we'll get it fixed. I'm very encouraged about our defense. We have good personnel, guys that still believe. And again, we wanted to come out this thing the right way. And ultimately, we didn't accomplish the mission, but I'm still proud of our guys and their efforts.
A lot of positive things happened on Saturday. Bulldogs had 21st downs. South Florida had 21st downs. You talk about playing two quarterbacks. You got back to playing two quarterbacks. Ryan Stubblefield, Billy Atkins both played well. Our quarterbacks, 60% on the day.
Yeah, they're heading in the right direction. We're going to eventually, like I say, calm that thing down to one, because we have to, and we will. And we'll make some decisions here real soon on which one we're going to go with. But all in all, I think both of those guys did a good job of moving our offense.
Bulldogs down 21-0 as the first half started to wind down. Coach, we finally come up with a turnover. Bringing Scott with the interception set us up. We get on the board.
That was great. We needed that. We always talk about creating takeaways. We don't use the term turnover on defense. We use the term turnover on offense. But we got a takeaway right there, which was big, man. So Bringing Scott made a big-time play right there. We were very proud to be able to get the ball in scoring territory.
We get down to the goal line, Coach, and you got to get the football, as you say, in the box. You come with the big boys. Talk about that formation that we've gotten comfortable with, and then you bring in Casey Fields and we punch it in.
Well, in the offseason, we kind of did some studies, some self-scouting. We wanted to do some things where we can get on the center and have the big guys be able to get us in the box, and we did a good job of doing that. And we found a way to get in the end zone with Casey Fields.
All right, the Bulldogs go into the locker room trailing South Florida 21-7. We'll take time out here on the Chennis Berry Show. When we come back, we'll talk about Saturday's second half. And then later on in the program, we're going to have the top highlights from the Bulls and Bulldogs down in Tampa, Florida from Saturday. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh, and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Hey, grab me one too.
Hey, South Carolina, we want to be the choice for your Medicaid plan. With Healthy Blue, you have access to thousands of quality providers to fit your needs. Qualifying members can get free extra benefits like gift cards, car seats, diapers, and so much more. Members can also earn rewards for completing health activities like getting your flu vaccine or certain health screenings. You have a choice when it comes to Medicaid. Get more from your Medicaid plan. Visit healthybluesc.com today.
No one takes care of families like Prisma Health. As South Carolina's largest health system, we have nearly 600 primary care doctors across the Midlands and upstate, so you can choose the one who's right for you. With a more personalized approach, more locations, and more convenience, including 24/7 virtual urgent care and online or in-person visits with your primary care doctor, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the primary care experts.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show. We talk about Saturday's second half highlights. Bulls and Bulldogs down in Tampa, Florida. This third quarter, Coach, was rough. South Florida got the football back and the beginning of the second half, and we couldn't get them off the field.
Well, we get in the half. We're very encouraged. I mean, you should see the guys' energy at the half. And as we come out the half, we always talk about starting fast. We knew, because they deferred and we went on offense first, that they were going to get the ball in the second half. And we wanted to get a stop. And unfortunately, we did not get a stop on that first drive. They took it down and they ended up scoring. But, offensively, we get an opportunity to go back on the field. And then when we went back out there, it was too many 3-and-outs. And 3-and-outs is not what we want. That's a recipe for disaster against a fast-scoring tempo offense like that. And then we look up. We didn't play very well coming out in that second half because that middle eight is so critical. The last four of the first half, the first 4 of the second half, and we didn't get it done. We didn't accomplish the mission, and the mission is to get first downs to keep their offense off the field.
You start talking about South Florida, Coach, and you talk about the athletes on this team. They're running backs, really strong. These guys, you wrap them up, you got them wrapped up, they break free, and they break it the distance.
Really good offense, man. They're really, really talented football team. They'll win a lot of games this year. They have a really, really good offensive scheme, defensive scheme. They do a great job on special team, and they got players at the end of the day. So, all in all, I thought their running backs did run well, but us, it comes down to process. We still got to squeeze the down block. We still got to do all the little small fundamentals that we fell a little short. And at the end of the day, you got to tackle. You got to get guys. We had hats on guys, but again, they're big, strong guys. We got to get them down to the ground. And at the end of the day, this game of football comes down to blocking and tackling.
Opportunities abound for some Bulldogs in the second half. We saw a lot of people contribute. We talked last week about the number of receivers that caught passes. This week it was 13 different receivers. Damon Cherry, Darius Thompson, these guys getting an opportunity, Coach. They made the best of their opportunity on Saturday.
That's what it's all about in our program. Next man got to be able to have an opportunity, and what you do with your opportunity is up to you. And our guys did that. I was so proud of those guys. We got a chance to play a lot of guys. I mean, when you play games like that, you got to get guys opportunities. Get them in the game, see if they can make plays. And I thought some of our guys did some good things.
Another guy who did a good job, Julian Milligan, getting his really first shot at some real action against a tough South Florida football team, Coach. Broke one off 17 yards and took it to the house.
Yeah, got it in the end zone. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. We know Julian Milligan is a very talented, big running back. He's very shifty, very talented. He's still settling and learning what to do in our offense, but you'll probably see more of him going forward as we get ready to finish the great season that we're going to have here at South Carolina State University.
Coach, when you look back at this football game and talk about the what ifs, and of course you got to move on, we got to move on, but if you could do it again, what is something that you'd probably try to focus on that got away from us?
Well, like I say, we had a good plan, but the game of football comes down to blocking and tackling, and our plan was really, really good, and we knew what we were facing. We knew that it was going to be a tall task. Whenever you have an opportunity to play up, not just play up against a really, really good football team, you got to have a plan. And I thought our coaching staff did a really good job of the plan. But at the end of the day, it got to come down to execution. You're going to have to win your one-on-one. I mean, they were a team that they brought a lot of pressures, and they did a lot of things that are conceptually sound. At the end of the day, you got to be able to make your play. So it's not necessarily something that I would do different. At the end of the day, you got to go execute.
You start talking about this game, and again, just like the University of South Carolina football game, Coach, your players had confidence because they had success. What you were having them do was working.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely believe. And the great thing about a game like this, even in the locker room after us, we suffered a big defeat. I mean, we lost. We didn't accomplish the mission. But again, they were still encouraged because they know what kind of football team we have, and we're going to get ready to put this one to bed. We get 24 hours to either enjoy a win or get through a loss. And our guys already have a positive attitude. They're already down in the weight room working, trying to get better, getting their mindset, and again, trying to accomplish the next mission. And the next mission is to try to go 1-0.
It's time for the Prisma Health injury report for the South Florida football game, Coach. And one thing about playing games like this against a huge Division I team, it takes its toll, and that injury report can get quite lengthy.
Well, it definitely took its toll this past Saturday. Unfortunately, when the game was over, I was able to get the injury report from the head athletic trainer, and we had 10 significant key players on that injury report. So we're going to see what it looks like today. But like you say, when we play opportunity to play up against opponents like this, sometimes you have to suffer the consequences. But, hopefully our guys are able to bounce back. But we have 10 really key players on that injury report.
That's a Prisma Health injury report for the South Florida football game. All right, we're going to take time out here on the Chennis Berry Show. When we come back, we're going to go to our player spotlight. And you're going to meet an exciting Bulldog player who's one of the best football players on this football team and really holds that defensive side of the game together. We'll be back with more on the Chennis Berry Show right after these messages.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
No one takes care of families like Prisma Health. As South Carolina's largest health system, we have nearly 600 primary care doctors across the Midlands and upstate. So you can choose the one who's right for you. With a more personalized approach, more locations, and more convenience, including 24/7 virtual urgent care and online or in-person visits with your primary care doctor, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the primary care experts.
NRDNASC is a genomic screening research program. MUSC started it about 2 years ago to improve healthcare. If we can identify a specific genetic factor that's involved, we can intensify the screening with an effort to prevent cancer and heart disease.
The NRDNA project is really a unique opportunity for individuals across the state to participate in genetic testing. That's another way to help provide data and research so we can learn more about the underlying causes of certain health conditions.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to the Chennis Show. It's time for the Player Spotlight, when you get a chance to meet a South Carolina State Bulldog player up close and personal. And Coach, this guy is personal to you because Jared Washington means so much to this program.
He really does. Jared Washington is a really good young man. He's been with me for quite some time now. He was with me at the last institution. We brought him over here, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity. He's one of the top defensive backs in the United States of America, all over FCS football. Super excited to have him in the program. Great leader, great talent, and again, he has a bright future here at South Carolina State University.
All right, Bulldog fans, let's meet Jared Washington.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
State your name, position, and where you're from.
Jared Washington, DB, Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Welcome to the show, Jared.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We want to ask you a couple questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
What's the biggest difference from this year and last year?
For me, I think the biggest difference is just the guys, everybody, all 105 buying into the program, buying into what Coach Berry has to say and, what he likes to lead us with.
Who's the person in your life that helped shape you into the person you are today?
My mother, Tanya Washington. She's the biggest figure on me, taught me how to really be a man.
Could you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, she, my mom raised me, it's hard to raise a man as a woman, but, she did the best she could, putting men in the role that she couldn't fill. So really just every day just teaching me things, just staying persistent.
I see you're taking your nutrition more serious. Can you elaborate on that?
Really, on the nutrition side, just eating right. No processed foods, no bad meats, anything that's beneficial and nothing that's not gonna help you. Not a lot of sugars either.
Final question. What is your why? Why do you play the game of football?
Really for the love of the game. Ever since a little boy, I grew up playing football. My mom always took me to the fields, AAU, Parks and Rec, and really just seeing how far I can go with football. Football is a big industry. You can feed your family, take care of a lot of people in your life just off of football, one ball. It's a kid's game, but it's also a man's game at the same time.
Before we let you go, I want to give you an opportunity to shout anyone out that might be close to you.
I'd say shout out to Coach Styles, shout out to Coach Jurgis, Coach Joy, and really shout out to Josh for fourth quarter performance. He was a big part of my nutrition. He taught me a lot of things. Really, they know who they are though. It's a lot of people, it takes a village to raise a child, and I really believe in that.
Well, Jared, that's it. Go Dogs.
Good up.
Hey, South Carolina, we want to be the choice for your Medicaid plan. With Healthy Blue, you have access to thousands of quality providers to fit your needs. Qualifying members can get free extra benefits like gift cards, car seats, diapers, and so much more. Members can also earn rewards for completing health activities like getting your flu vaccine or certain health screenings. You have a choice when it comes to Medicaid. Get more from your Medicaid plan. Visit healthybluesc.com today.
Life moves fast, and while you're raising future MVPs, it's good to know you've got a teammate with Founders, a partner you can trust to always have your back, with products and services that give you the freedom to focus on the more important things. While you're sharing those moments, remember, we're here for one single reason, to help grow your financial success. So when the game is done, you can relax, because at Founders, our most valuable player is you.
Founders Federal Credit Union means banking made for you. The on the go, the pick up and go, and the oh, I want to go. Because at Founders, we give you the financial tools that make every dollar work for you. For the little things to the big things. For your future and your peace of mind. We'll always stay grounded in our roots, but reaching beyond what you'd expect is where we'll always go. Find out what our members already know and enjoy a new way to bank. Relax, you're with Founders.
Go Dogs! As we talk Bulldog football with head coach Chennis Berry, South Florida, South Carolina State. Coach, it was a good plan.
Man, we had a really good plan, man. You know, ultimately, man, like I say, we go into these games and we put a lot of time in it as coaches, you know, putting our guys in position to be successful. It didn't work out our way. But I'll tell you what, we have a really good football team. And as we go forward for the rest of the season, you'll start to see the fruits of our labor. We like where we are. You know, we don't like to take L's the way we took it, but at the end of the day, we have a good football team. Now we're going to get ready to get into, playing teams on our level, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. But it's a good introduction to our kind of football team we have, because we knew what type of games we were going to be playing early in the year, and I'm excited to what we have going forward.
We're going to take a look at some of the top highlights from Saturday's game, South Carolina State and South Florida. It was a hot afternoon in Tampa, Florida. The Bulldogs taking on the Bulls. It's 93 degrees. They said it was 91 degrees, but, Coach, it was 93 degrees to begin this football game.
Listen, man, 93. Man, if it was 93, it felt like 103. I mean, it's a 12 noon kickoff, man. So we try to do a good job of being proactive and make sure we hydrate our guys, liquid IVs, you know, things of that nature to just get them ready to rock and roll. We just tried to incorporate hydration all week. You know, ultimately, when you're playing against an offense like that runs a lot of plays, and then we knew that we wanted to maintain possessions offensively as well, you know, it was hot. But our guys, you know, persevered and saw it through. But again, it was a very, very challenging football game. Well, I'll tell you what, man, that's a great ball by Ryan Stubblefield to Jordan Smith. He did a good job putting the ball in the right place, and what a play that Jordan Smith made right there. Super proud of Jordan and his progress he's made thus far. In this situation right here, man, we got a short yardage situation. It's 3rd and 1. So again, we got our big package in. We gave the ball to big Casey Fields, 225-pound running back. Super proud of him and getting the first down for us. All right, this was big right here, man. This was really game-changing. You know, we ended up getting a pick by Zanjeri Donald, but, you know, the referees saw it different. They gave us a pass interference, not a pass interference.
Roughing
the passer deal, and it didn't really happen. So I called the officials over after this, and they really couldn't give me a good explanation. But at the end of the day, things happen, so we got to play the next play. Right here, you see us right here in the empty set. Did a really good job of getting the ball to DeAndre Ruffin. Great ball by Billy Atkins, man. DeAndre Ruffin made a couple guys miss. He was able to move the chains right there. So that was a big-time conversion for us right there. All right, right here, we're down 21-0. And, you know, it's an opportunity to try to make a play, try to gain momentum. It's 3rd down. It's money down, or what we call it. And we end up getting a big-time interception by bringing Scott, put us in scoring range before the half. So right now, we're right under 2 minutes, and we're moving the ball at this point, and we get in our big package again and get the big guys working up front. You know, I always tell them if they score, we score. So again, Casey Fields again was able to get in our short yardage package and get us in the box before the half. Now we get a chance right before the half to score. And now, with 26 seconds left, it's 21-7.
Of course, that was really the first half ended on Saturday. Bulldogs trailing 21-7, but Coach, that push up front, Kavon Chisholm, Nick Brown.
Yeah, that's awesome. Look at Kavon charging the guys, and then Nick Brown finished it with an aggressive shove at the end. We always tell them guys to finish the block. Nick Brown, Kavon Chisholm, led Casey Fields in the end zone.
Nico Cavaniers, Alty coming in, knocking down the point after touchdown. He was solid when he had opportunities. Of course, on Saturday, wasn't enough of them, but still, Bulldogs get the point after. But just a 2-score game. You got to feel good. You know they had the football to begin the second half. We get the ball back and now moving the football on offense. This is Nick Soul with the first down grab.
Well, that was awesome right there. Ryan did a good job of eluding pressure and got a chance to get in there and make a play for us. All right. Again, great ball right here. How about that back shoulder? Awesome catch right there. Super proud of that young man. He got an opportunity to go play as well. All right, big run right here. Julian Milligan, man. We ran a little pin and pull into the boundary. Great play. It's good to see the Julian Milligan find a way to get in the box. And then as we see Nico, who's a great weapon for us, awesome job, awesome kicker, was able to put it through the uprights. Now it's 56-14.
You start talking about this, Coach, and again, when you look at the game, you lose 63-14. You get lots of opportunities. A lot of kids played. Darius Thompson, you mentioned just a minute ago with that big catch. You may see some more things from him over the course of the season.
Absolutely. I tell you what, man, you know, teammates love one another, but they really, really love, we call him DT. DT's a very talented young man, and he'll get more opportunity as we go, and he was able to take advantage of his opportunities. I think he was able to have a couple catches this game, so very, very proud of DT.
All right, let's talk about Charleston Southern. Bulldogs heading down to Summerville, right outside of Charleston, take on the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. This is not a team fooling around with either, Coach. They've had some success over the past few years.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I am very, very fond of Gabe. Gabe is their head football coach, man, and we went against each other quite a bit in the SIAC. You know, I was at, of course, Benedict College, and he was at Albany State. So we know them very well. They know us. We know them. At the end of the day, we respect their program. Again, we're going to have to prepare for a really, really good Charleston Southern football team.
Folks, I want to thank you for joining us here in this edition of the Chennis Berry Show. This show wouldn't be possible without our great sponsors. We want to thank the folks at Founders Federal Credit Union, Orangeburg County, MUSC, Blue Choice Health Plan of South Carolina, Healthy Blue, Farm Bureau, Prisma Health, Pepsi, Food Line in their Site to Give Back program, and of course the South Carolina Educational Lottery. That's going to do it for this edition of the Chennis Berry Show, folks. We hope to see you this week coming up down in Charleston when the Bulldogs take on the Buccaneers, and next week right here on Watch Fox 57 on the Chennis Berry Show. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!
In the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That we kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But it's not about the fly